Hello everyone, here our next lesson that called Creating Radius Door. Today we're gonna learn some methods to help you create very complicated objects. Okay, here how it looks like. We have some layers inside and frame outside. Here we see some slot. Also we can see some radiuses on the frame. Okay, let's try to draw it. Turning on to the wireframe style. Let's create two lines with 300 millimeters value. Now we'll draw a circle. Then selecting Command Trim and trim it this way. Now we select Command Offset and offset our lines by 20 millimeters. Then let's offset this line by 1 millimeter to create some gap. Now let's trim these pieces that we don't need to. Let's offset these lines by 18 millimeters to create side panels. Let's finish our side panels. Here we see the crossing lines. Let's move our front door. To snap it, we should have our intersection snap on. Now let's use a command press pull by 900 millimeters, for example, to create our side panels. Now let's create another circle. And now let's use a command press pull again to create our top and bottom panels. Let's copy it to the middle too. Here we have our sections that I created before. It should be closed. Let's choose it and rotate with 3D gizmo. And then move it to the start point. Let's create a new group from our details and hide the group. We don't need these lines too. We need our height. Let's create a height of our front door. With gaps, it will be 896 millimeters. Now we select Command Sweep and choosing these two sections. Then enter, and then we should choose a path. Choosing a path and enter. You always should check that AutoCAD creates a solid, not a surface. It creates a surface when your sections is not closed. Now let's cut it by 45 degrees here. Let's create some box here, moving our axis here, and turning on polar tracking by 45 degrees. Now selecting Command Slice, choosing these two objects, enter, then 3 points, choosing first point, second point with the polar tracking, and the third point, then pressing enter. And we see how we cut our front door. Let's get our UCL to default and create a same angle here. Let's do it the same way. Now let's get our UCL to default again. Now let's copy these two objects using a command 3D mirror and snap to the middle of this line. And choosing 2 points to creating a surface. Okay, and now we should create another elements. Let's select command copy faces. Then we select the face that we need to copy and then the base point. We copy it and let's get it back to the same place. Let's copy another face to the same place. Let's hide our solids and let's extrude it. Let's copy this line to create 2 lines here. And choose command extrude. Choosing our face, then arrow down and choosing path. And choosing our path. Let's do the same way with the second face. Now we see that it extrude in not correct dimension that we need to. So we should just choose the path again to extrude it by the path. Now we see our solids done here, but we need to slice it. Choosing command slice, selecting these 2 solids and choosing 3 points for it. Now let's copy these 2 solids using command 3D mirror. Let's choose the centers of this solid. Let's end our isolation and now we close it. Let's choose command extrude and extrude this face. And now let's union these solids, choosing command union and selecting these 4 solids. Let's create a group for it. And move it by 2 millimeters above. And now we see our front door done with all the gaps in correct way. We see some non-compliance here, but to remove this mistake we should make our side panels with angles. Let's paint our groups in different colors. And create a drawing from it using the base method. Let's make some sections here and details. Okay, I want to tell you something more about the sections. If you select the section and choose Edit View, you can choose the distance of this section. It could be full, slice, and the distance that you will mark to it. Here we have our cutting line. We have a full section by default here. If you choose slice, it will show you only these lines that relate to a line that we have here. It could be very useful sometimes. And if we choose dimension, we could set with this line dimension that we want to see in our section. You can tune it here. And now let's check the dimensions that we have. If you draw everything right, you will get such a pure and accurate dimensions. And let's check the radius too. We created everything correct. We got not so accurate dimension on the gap because of the radius. Okay, here we have our front door finished. The main rule is a closed polylines, like a base of our frame. Okay, thank you for your attention. See you on the next lessons.